So beautiful to see, honestly.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful to see. Now, still talking about Davido, Wizkid, Burna Boy, the big three, the big guns, like we always call them. Last night, over the weekend, Rema had this performance at the Scotiabank Arena, and it was beautiful. I mean, if you're talking about one artist that always holds down the show, like when he's performing after the show, there's never been a bad show. I don't think I've seen on social media where anybody comes to say, oh, you know what? Oh, Rema, this show is shitty, or you didn't give us a show. Like, he's the show himself. And this was like, a 19K plus capacity. And he shut down the arena, like shut down, like man really did it. And then, his other performance at MSG, the Madison Square Garden, he mentioned that, you know what, there's no more big three, but now the big four. How well has Rema actually lived up to prove this point? Because if you leave it to me, I'd say, hey, but let me hear from you.
So the thing is, every time I come here to talk about Rema, people always say like maybe Rema is bankrolling me. That's not the case, but I hope so.
You hope so?
I say that with the same voice. I hope so. I need the money. I need the Benjamins. Dollar. I need the dollar. Anyways, I mean, like, back to reality. Rema has been able to not only master the art of the big threes, but actually embody them. What I mean by that, like, look at the Wizkid, for example, look at Burna, and look at David, if you want to talk about the big three, hypothetically, right? So let's start from David. The work ethic of David, Rema possesses that. That brother is everywhere at different times, working, because he understands that I have a whole community to feed. I have a whole fan base to feed. And then I'm also trying to tap into other fan bases. He never really tries to actually talk down on any other person. He's like, I'm a friend of everybody. I'm not a friend of everybody. You have to like my music because of what I actually bring to the table. Now, the work ethic of David and the acceptability of David, right? Everywhere David goes to, David always tries to like attract good things or good people to himself, or literally everybody. That's his persona. Now, let's talk about Burna Boy. The artistry and the intentionality, the performance, the energy of Burna. He has been able to do just like
copy and paste.
It's like copy and paste.
Yeah.
It's like just like copy and paste. And when you watch Rema perform, you almost feel as though you have been baptized. The way he just goes about. So I sense like behind the scenes, they always have a conversation about how they want people to feel. And it's like, if they don't feel this way, then we haven't put out a show. So for them, it's beyond actually gathering a bunch of people to listen to how Rema sounds. It's like giving them a total experience. Something that you're driving back home with your shorty, and you're not even thinking about your shorty. You're like, my goodness,
oh my God,
I just had a baptism. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what Rema has actually been able to do, and has copied the strength, the performer. You see how he performs on stage is art. The way he goes about the stage arrangement, the props on stage, the lighting, the effects, everything just embodies a lot of thoughtfulness. And that's what we see every time that Burna Boy steps out to actually perform. So he has been able to embody that. And also the calm and poise and not too much talk of Wizkid. So Wiz is that kind of person with a different type of persona that just really just minds his business. Very unpredictable. I mean, like, Rema released his latest track, About You. No announcement prior, nothing. There was no indication to whether he was gonna drop anything. Just drop. They follow anybody they talk. It's like, London, yo, I don't even have a date for this, but when I feel good, I'm gonna drop the record. And I feel like that's how it works. I'm just really like just taking it from top of my head. But you've got to appreciate the fact that when he says it's a big four thing, it is even beyond that. The statement is even way, way beyond that. It is about Rema right now, because Rema is saying, you know what, I know these brothers, I know these it's wrong to call them gatekeepers. I know all these guys are going to actually go off the scene anytime soon, and I'm here to actually lead the culture moving forward. And he's been able to learn from everybody.
Definitely.
And right now, it's like, I've solidified myself. I'm going to solidify myself as one of, if not the greatest artist of all time. And everybody needs to follow my footsteps. It's like he's setting the precedent for what Afrobeat should really be about. And it's actually really, really commendable. And you have to give Rema that one. You really have to give Rema that.
Yeah,
you
it's just
actually have to give him Rema.
Because in my opinion, I would say that we have like a successor for Burna Boy already. Like if Burna Boy decides to quit music today or quit live performances today, we know that Rema is going to hold down the fort. It's going to hold it down, and then it will definitely thrive. Like it will definitely work, and it's just so beautiful to see. Honestly, we just really hope that Rema holds that position for a very long time, and then even though whenever it seems like the paradigm wants to start changing, like maybe fans don't really enjoy that side, he knows when to actually rebrand. I will not mention name, but we know somebody that but I will not mention the name. I will not do that. I will not do that at all. And when it comes to now we now had a particular reaction that said, Rema is far bigger than Wizkid now, if we're being honest. When I saw his reaction, I said, let me come and ask what do you think this person means?
So the truth of the matter, let's just get real quick into it. I mean, TZ, for whatever it's worth, you need to change your dealer real quick.
Say change your dealer.
Like change your supply
to
guy.
Farouk.
Farouk is even worse because if you say Farouk, you go there manifest. I mean, no disrespect to Rema. Rema is a big deal. I've spoken vehemently about how much I love him, how much I really appreciate what he's been doing for the culture, and how he has really, really just furthered himself and maintained a level of excellence that is very admirable. But saying that he's bigger than Wizkid is a long stretch. I mean, Wizkid has done this for over a decade. Big respect. Hate him or love him, you have to respect Wizkid for what he's done.
Exactly.
You cannot. Rema will not be happy with TZ right now. Rema will be looking for TZ's handle to go into his DM to say, brother,
how far bring down that
no
thing.
talk this kind of thing again. I mean, but fans will talk. Fans will be fans, and everybody will talk their talk, which is, I mean, of course, it's free speech, and everybody has the freedom to express. But in expressing, we should try as much as possible to express with a little bit more sense and sensibility.
It's more sense.
Because
I mean,
Wizkid. No. See, when you talk about Wizkid, I mean, if you go to the streets, for example, and actually put it side by side, maybe the new gens will say Wiz and Rema. But like the OGs, they first nod you first before they first tell you, say, not try that kind of thing again. And they tell you that Wizkid is a way, way bigger, way more celebrated artist than Rema. Rema is just back into the scene and trying his best to actually hold it down. He knows there's a lot of responsibility on his shoulders because he's the next person everyone is looking up to. But trying to say, don't try it again.
Don't try that.
Don't try it.
Don't do that again, TZ. Wait, I said it. Don't do that again.
That's all right.
And then